Okay, so the first pose in our pose glossary here on my SeedPod yoga site is going to be downward facing dog. It's something we do a lot, and I want you to do it in an intelligent way and really understand the mechanics of the pose. It looks like this, hands and feet. And you're in upside down V. Arms and legs are straight, your back is long. Simple enough. But I remember when I first started my yoga practice and my teacher would say, rest in downward facing dog, and I would think, are you serious? This is not resting. This is hard work. But it's our shoulder strength that we really need to build up so that we can draw this weight out of our hands through our core and into our legs. And you need to do that by integrating your upper arm bones into your shoulder sockets and not just kind of letting them hang out. So we're going to start standing up, and I'll just have you see this. So you can lift your arms up and just see my shoulders creep up towards my ears. My rib cage flies out. So I want you to do that again. Bring your arms in front of you, and then just pull your upper arm bones into the shoulder socket, okay? And have a natural curve in your lower back, but contain the lake of your belly by just drawing these your floating ribs in so that your core is engaged. So here, your upper arm bones are plugged into your shoulder sockets. Lift your arms up, but keep that engagement into your shoulder sockets. And then lower ribs in, and just turn your arms forward. And reach out through your arms, but keep this integration here in your shoulder. So here is where we want our arms to be in downward facing dog. We'll just start on hands and knees. Have your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And then look at your hands. Spread your fingers maximum distance away from each other. And your wrist creases are parallel with the short edge of your mat in front of you. And then push down into your hands. Feel like you're squeezing the pads of your fingers into the mat, also pushing down into all of these knuckles, all your knuckles into the mat. And then you can feel like you're rotating your inner thumb in, pushing into that index finger knuckle. And feel like you're really pushing down through the webbing between your index finger and thumb. Okay, from here, feel like you're pulling your thumb and your pinky toward each other without moving them anywhere. Just engage into your hands. And then find that plugging in of your upper arm bones into your shoulder sockets. Step your knees back just a tad. Tuck your toes. Push your hips back to your heels, but keep this engagement. So don't let yourself come out of your shoulders. Your arms stay engaged into your shoulder sockets, and then lift your hips up. Keep your knees bent for a minute. Push into your hands, lengthen through your spine, up through your sitting bones, and then pull your lower ribs in, but you have a curve in your lower back. Get really long from your fingers out through your sitting bones, and then feel like you're pushing your inner thighs away from you to bring your legs towards straight or all the way straight. Look at your feet and have your inner and outer heels disappear behind your toes. So you just see the fronts of your feet. Let your head hang. Push in to that index finger knuckle on both hands. Equal weight. Drop your heart and then lower down onto your knees. So one common thing we see in downward facing dog is that you start to get used to it. You like to do this pose, and then you really hyperextend through your shoulders and just let your head hang down and your shoulders just fly back. But what we want to do is pull pull this arm bone back into the shoulder socket so that there's a little bit of a lift in your armpits. And you don't sink through your shoulders, you're strong through your shoulders. Your gaze can be at your feet, at your navel, in between your shins, wherever is comfortable for your neck. And that's downward facing dog.